Chapter 4, Reach New Heights. The week after the water challenge passes in a blur, you catch up in your classes while Atlas continues to give you the cold shoulder. We finally see him again when contingency summons you both to the campus lawn early in the morning when fog still blankets the school. Hey Atlas, how are you? Let's just get to the challenge. Of course, your Earth challenge will require you each to build a structure up to the flag that placed at a point in the sky above. You peer up, scanning through the fog and clouds as Atlas does the same. See? Just how high is it? I don't see anything from here. One moment. Suddenly, contingency springs into the air, high above the Pentagon's roofs. They place a bright green flag among the clouds, and it stays suspended, even as they float back down. We have to get to that. That seemed like a lot of work. More work than I'd like to do anyway. Yes, first person to reach the flag be declared the winner of this challenge. Now, to conserve my power, I shall remain my crystal until one of you is successful. See, what exactly is this testing for? I mean, the other fire challenge was about being willing to make sacrifices, and water was about self-control. But this doesn't feel like it's measuring it for any obvious leadership qualities. It's true that the skills being tested aren't always apparent to the contestants. But the important thing is that I know what each is tested for, and I'll be happy to tell you more about them once the challenge has concluded. That you can tell us in a second, because I'm about to win. Just like contingency did a moment before, Alice leaps into the air, makes a grab for the flag, and wants to shift out of the way. I'm not done yet. Before he starts to fall, he calls on his air magic to hover in place. Then he tries to grab the flag again. His hand just passes through it. See, what's going on? You must create a structure that leads up to the flag in order to claim it. Otherwise, it will not be much for the Earth challenge. I shall leave you both to it. As contingency disappears into the crystal, Alice lands back down on the ground, scowling. That should have worked. Yes, we better start building then. Alice grunts and then turns to a section of ground beside the statue, the center of the quad. Navi appears on either with a happy hip, and you move closer to the dorms to start your own structure. Lewis, want to give me a hand with this? Lewis appears beside you, and you give his head an affectionate pat. Stop building a spiral. Nice with boost. You channel your combined magic into the ground in front of you, shaping it into a spiral that you can slowly climb. Okay, now just gonna keep building on this. As you lift more dirt into the air to add onto your structure, you feel your magic slipping and the whole thing collapses. Okay. I don't know what that was about, but I guess it's gonna be way harder than I thought. As you get back onto your feet, see Atlas across the way, his own structure crumbling as he attempts to make it taller. And it doesn't look like I'm the only one struggling. Before you can start over, you hear a familiar voice calling your name. Elijah, over here. You turn to see Alice standing on the bridge, a wide smile on her face as she waves you over. Stay here, Loomis. I'll be right back. You join Asta on the bridge, where she's practically bouncing on the balls for her feet. Asta, what are you doing also really? What's got you so excited? The trees knew I was worried about you, so they reached out to me as soon as I woke up, and while I was branching, I heard all about this challenge. Then you probably saw that it wasn't going so well for me or Atlas. That's exactly why I rushed to Penn Square and back, because I knew I had just the thing at the shop. Asta, you didn't have to go through all that trouble. Of course I did. These last few weeks have been so hard on you, Elijah. I wanted to help in any way I could. With a flourish, She pulls a warm bundle of clothing out of her bag and presents it to you. These used to belong to a teacher who studied glaciers, so they're designed to keep you warm no matter what the temperature is outside. It does get pretty chilly up in the air. And they have a pair of specially enhanced gloves that improve your grip, so climbing should be a breeze. I'd be more than happy to let you have it if you like. Wear this specialty climbing outfit to help you during the Earth Challenge. Taking the clothes from Aster, you quickly duck inside your dorm to get changed before returning. Wow, these are cozy. I'm so glad you like them. I wish I could stay in the chat, but I better get back to the challenge. Hey look, I hope the outfit helps. I'm sure it will. I just wish I had a better idea of how to tackle it, because clearly what Alice and I are doing isn't working. Why don't you go talk to Griffin then? He's always so encouraging, and he's a nerf rat, so maybe he has some advice on how to build the best structure. Aster, you're a genius. I'll go find it right now. Aster looks out into the distance, and as she does, her eyes go dark, stars swirling within them. It looks like he's in a roost. If you hurry, you should be able to catch him. You bid Aster a quick goodbye before heading across the quad and into the main academic building. You step into the roost, surprised to see Griffin typing away on the typewriter, eyebrows knit together in concentration. This position would be a perfect opportunity to... No, that's not right. I hope I'm not interrupting anything. He jokes, only to smile when he spots you standing in the doorway. Hey Elijah, that's a good look on you. It's an Aster special. So I thought I owed pleasure. I was hoping you could give me some advice. I'm having some trouble with C's most recent challenge. But if you're in the middle of something, just some job applications and cover letters, they can wait. Griffin, are you sure it's no trouble? I mean, I know you're graduating soon, and you need to find a job before then. We still got a couple of months to graduation. That's plenty of time. Besides, my job is more important than helping out my friends. Someday, your bank account's gonna take issue with that. So, what's the new challenge, and what are you having trouble with? So he wants us to build a structure high enough into the sky that we can reach a flag they put there. The only problem is that every time I try to make it taller, my magic is out on me. Well, that makes sense. Sizable earth magic is difficult for everyone, even earth rats like me. Okay, I got an Ale Tinker's worth of potential. And that helps, but it's not enough. You see, earth magic is all about stability. It needs a solid foundation, but there's only so much foundation that one person can provide. So you're saying I need to ask for help? I can think of quite a few people who are willing to lend your hand, myself included. Some help would be nice. Not that I didn't appreciate the advice Shreya and Zav gave me, but I still had to deal with those challenges on my own. Having you all there to help will make it feel more like old times, only less life-threatening. Then I've the troops. I just hope that C doesn't stop us before we even get started. They didn't say anything about it being against the rules, but I really don't want to know what they look like angry. Griffin sets his typewriter on the table and gets to his feet. If you're still worried about the plan, if you're still worried the plan won't work out, then how about we make a backup plan? What'd you have in mind? There's a cave just off campus full of magical crystals. I did some work there for one of my geology labs. Being inspired by the earth like that, I feel more connected to my stomach, or for my magic to come more naturally. Hang on, if being in nature helps your magic, is that why you go on hikes so often? Is that for one of the reasons? My thinking is if being in that cave helped me get better control of my earth magic, then I'll do the same for you. So what do you say? Have a little venture? If there's a magical cave of Griffin to connect with your earth magic and make the adorable creatures that I call at home. Then follow me and prepare to be amazed. After a short hike through the woods, Griffin leads you into an underground tunnel where large red crystals cast a warm glow over everything. Alright, I'll give it to you. This place is pretty cool. And we're already in the entrance. Just wait till we get deeper. Griffin presses forward, and the walls of the cavern slowly begin to press in around you the further in you go. Griffin, there's no danger of this place caving in on us, right? It's been reinforced, physically and magically. We're totally safe. You nod before bending over to get a better look into one of the crystals. The fire seeming to burn inside it. But you straighten up, you nearly bump your head into the cave ceiling, which you only now realize is much lower than it was when you entered. You really like being in this place, Griffin? Don't you? I feel trapped. Like the walls are closing around me, and I'm never gonna get out. Griffin places his hand on your shoulder and gives it a comforting squeeze. Hey, I won't let anything happen to you. I promise. But if you're feeling claustrophobic, try taking a deep breath. Focus on what you spell. I'm feeling the ground beneath you. I'm feeling the ground beneath your feet. You do as he says, closing your eyes, inhaling deeply, and after a moment, the panic begins to ebb. Better? Much. Thanks. But we came down here to work on your earth magic, so why don't you start by shaping some dirt into a sculpture? Don't try to make anything too big, though it's not the space for that anyway. Okay, try to make a baby Draymar. Churn your magic into the ground and roll the rock and crystal to morph into a tiny creature with a long trunk and wings. I think that Draymar needs a friend, don't you? Griffin's own magic shapes another, and the two of you take turns, making smaller and smaller Draymars until you're surrounded by a tiny army of them. So, is this the kind of thing you used to do when you were first mastering your tournament? It's similar. Whenever I needed to master a difficult bit of magic, I just do it over and over again until I got it right. Practice makes perfect? Practice makes better. You should have seen me the first time I attempted a drying spell. I think I somehow managed to make the cloth brighter than it previously was. I never would have known, given how well you dried me off when I first came through the lake. That's because I cast it every single day for a month until I finally had the hang of it. Oh, you show me the spell you're most proud of learning. This one took me 3 months to cast properly. Griffin holds his palms out, and a miniature storm cloud appears above it. Small sparks of lightning shoot out as it begins to drizzle droplets of water onto his hand. That's incredible. But why would you need to learn how to make a miniature thunderstorm in the first place? It's meant for watering your plants in a more naturalistic way. I just asked her about it once, and she said it makes them happier. Before Griffin could continue, you hear a few pebbles scattered across the cavern floor, and turn to see two glowing eyes peering at you from the dark. Griffin, did you see that? She stared. 2 more sets of eyes appear, all of them staring at you. Griffin merely grins. This must be your house. Sorry for bothering you like this. His eyes move closer. The creatures come into the light, and you find yourself looking at 3 small jackalopes. I thought jackalopes were from the desert. They actually live all over the country, though they rarely venture out of the burrows. In the desert, though, food is hard to come by, so you have to travel further for it to lead to more sightings. Griffin kneels down and get on the same level as the jackalopes, and you follow suit. That's alright. I'm friendly, I promise. The smallest of the bunch hops forward till sitting right in front of you. He tilts his head to the side, so it's between you and Griffin. Hey, little guy, mind if I pet you? You hold your hand out to the creature, and he gives a few tentative sniffs before bumping your fingers with his nose. You gently wrap your hand along the jackalope's back. His fur is soft beneath your fingertips. Okay, you are seriously cute. You know that? But when you go to pull your hand back, the jackalope hisses and bares its teeth. You quickly go at the petting it, and settles down on the ground with a contented huff. I don't think it's gonna let you stop anytime soon. Being trapped as a professional jackalope better doesn't sound too bad. But then the other two jackalopes start to paw the cabin wall, and the one near you squeaks and rushes to join them. You watch as the rock seems to unnaturally part, they claw rhythmically at it until they create a new tunnel, which they disappear down. You see how the whole family worked together to make their burrow? They were able to make magic just by moving in unison? Yep, and that's what we're going to do with our friends in order to build your structure. Have I told you lately how amazing you are? Pretty sure you said the same thing yesterday when I let you have the rest of my dessert at dinner. Well, I meant it then, and I mean it now. You're a great friend, Griffin, and I'm grateful to have your support. Then now we get back to campus, and we'll need a challenge. Sounds like a plan. You and Griffin head out of the cave and buy the panic gas, leaving the glittering crystals behind. A short time later, you, Griffin, and the rest of your friends have gathered on the quad. Across the way, see Alex still struggling with his own structure. Have got no further than your absence that Shreya steps up to you. I have to say, I'm not usually one for the rugged, outdoorsy look, but you're really pulling it off. Not to mention, it seems to have quite a number of useful and attractive items within a heart's desire campus and some hydrator. Really? The items are what you notice about it? Beggar's cheeks flush as he takes another look over you. Well, yeah, and how gorgeous you are in it, obviously. Better. Yeah, Elijah looks great, but what's all this about anyway? Not that I mind getting more time with the Misfits, but this isn't the best place to hang out. Well, I was talking to Griffin about this challenge. He suggested I ask the rest of you for help if I was struggling. Of course, Elijah. We'd be more than happy to assist you. Becca sputters. But you're asking for more than advice. Wouldn't that be considered cheating? I couldn't possibly condone. You don't have to help if you don't want to, Beckett. I understand. But see, was pretty clear with the rules of this challenge, and none of them said we couldn't get assistance. Beckett places his hand on his chin and pauses for a long moment. I suppose if such a thing were not allowed, then the challenge supervisor would intervene and put a stop to it. Then you help me? Then you help? There's nothing I wouldn't do for you, Elijah. We're happy to have you on the team. Ooh, with Bucket on our side, there's nowhere to lose. Please, cease calling me that. Come on, let's help Elijah build the tallest structure we can. While the others start to work their magic on the ground, Shreya lingers with you, her eyes fixed on Atlas. Everything alright, Shreya? It's just, if you can't build the structure on your own, then neither can Atlas, alright? Probably not, but it's not like he's ever gonna ask anyone for help. Now he'll hardly talk to me. Then maybe you could meet him halfway and send a couple of us over there to help. That's a good idea, Shreya. And everything will still be fair. Why don't you and Griffin go give him a hand? I'm more than happy to. We'll make this a real competition. With a grin, Shreya hurries off to fetch Griffin, and you watch as the two of them make their way over to Atlas. She joined the rest of your friends. I thought we were all here to help you, Elijah. I'm not the only member of the Misfits, indeed, and there's plenty of us to go around. Well, we'll need to be on our A game if you want to beat Earth at. You're leading this project, Elijah. Now, would you like us to begin? Ideally, the basic shape of our structure will have integrity, but still be something that isn't too difficult to scale. The structure's basic shape to be a cube. Beckett, Seth, with me. We need the bottom to be as strong as possible if it's gonna hold up. You got it. The other's magic pours into you, and you raise up dirt and rock, reform into your chosen shape. How will you force it? It will spring out from every nearby plant, warming their way into the soil and anchoring into the ground. Now we just have to start climbing and keep building, and we at that flag in no time. And how do you propose we do that when what we built is sheer on all sides? And that's what I got these enchanted gloves for. Digging your fingers into the dirt, you haul yourself up to the side of the structure till you're standing on top of it. See? Nothing to it. Then you won't mind helping the rest of us up. You roll your eyes, you offer your hand to Beckett, and soon the rest of your friends will join you. From there, you lift more and more dirt and rock from the ground onto the structure, slowly building it up. You look across the quad to see Alice's structure also taking shape, seats aided by Griffin and Shreya. Griffin, Shreya, hold that piece steady while I build on it. At least he accepted to help. Watch out! You look out just in time to see a chunk of stone that Zephyr's shaping break off and fall right toward Aster. Consume. The ground opens beneath. Don't do that to me. The ground opens up beneath Aster. She plummets further down, hitting with a hard thud. A moment later, the falling stone crashes on top of her. You and Zeph rushed to Aster's side, help her back onto her feet. Are you alright? So sorry, Aster. I thought I had all that rock under control. It's okay, Zeph. I know it was an accident. But I think I may need to take a break. My head's pounding. Do whatever you need to. Don't push yourself. As the sun drags across the sky, your structure slowly grows in height until you're towering over the buildings on campus. Can't believe how high up we are. We're literally in the clouds. And there's still a way to get to that flag. But even I must admit, I'm impressed with our progress. You turn back to continue building up the structure, only to find where you can't quite see what you need to add additional support. Then you hear a gasp behind you. Oh. Beckett's foot slips off the edge of the platform, and his hands scramble, trying to find something to grab and come up empty. Beckett. Hang on. Channeling magic into the air, Santa swirling around Beckett and uses it to pull him back to safety. Great thinking. Thank you. I wasn't about to let you fall to your death. Everything okay up there? Nothing you need to worry about, Zeph. I apologize for the fight. There's not a lot of space to work up here. And while I appreciate you coming to my rescue, I wasn't in any danger. One must always have a flight spell at the ready when working at such heights. Well then, maybe you fly down and tell me to build the... Well then, maybe you can fly down and tell me where to build the next set of supports, because I can't see them from up here. That would do you one better. Not teach you the spell, so you can do it yourself. Really? It's not something super secret you want to keep to yourself? Magical knowledge is meant to be shared, not hoarded, Elijah. Besides, it's not as though I could cast it on you. A flight spell requires intimate knowledge on the form you cast it on. After all, I don't know. I say you have pretty intimate knowledge of me already. You wink, and Beckett's cheeks turn dark red. That's not. He shakes his head and clears his throat, though the blush remains. Having an alternative viewpoint should also allow us to build the structure faster without sacrificing any stability. And that's true. And knowing how to fly does sound like it could be useful. Not to mention fun. Learn a fly spell from Beckett to add to your spellbook and get a versatile ability for the ventures ahead. As I readjust the microphone. This spell is actually fairly straightforward, but it does require excellent control from your magic, which is why it is reserved for upperclassmen. First, I want you to focus on your body and fill the space it takes up. You know, for once, I love it if a spell has specific step-by-step instructions rather than these vague ones. It's difficult to give precise instructions when magic varies by the individual. That's why. I know, Beckett. I'm just giving you a hard time. He lets out a huff. You close your eyes and direct your attention to each part of your body and how it feels. Okay, I think we're ready for the next part. Now you just have to channel your magic around the edges of your body in reverse gravity. Excuse me? How's that straightforward? I usually just think about the mathematics behind it. I wasn't sure that would work for you. Oh. Trying to say I'm bad at math? Whatever. I usually just think of the mathematics behind it. But, see how that wouldn't work for you. So, saying I can't do math. 12 plus 13 is 26. So, like, who's not good at math? Exactly. Why don't you try channeling like that while imagining you're floating? And that's almost the same thing. It's worth a shot. You just have to imagine floating. Oh. 12 plus 13 is 25. I'm not that stupid. You guys, you find your feet lifting up off the floor of the structure, leaving you hovering in the air. Bravo, you did it. This is incredible. You flew up a bit higher before swooping down past the rest of your friends. Hey, check me out. Elijah, are you seriously flying right now? You're like a butterfly. Or a robin. Just wait until you see this. You fly him back over to Beckett, you grab a hold of his hand, and lift him up in the air. Elijah, what are you doing? I'm taking you for a ride. Take a slow loop around the structure, swinging Beckett along beneath you before sending him back down on the top floor. Now you have to reinforce our tower, then we can get back to building. Fly down to get a better view of the other side of the last platform you made, and can immediately see where it needs further support. Just need to brace this. There's a massive pile of rock dirt all the way from the ground and shaped into pillars, attaching them to the bottom of the platform. And done. It's the prettiest spell I've learned so far. As your structure approaches the flag, so does Alice's. You both rush forward to grab it, but your fingers just close around it just before his does. Your finger closes around it just before his does. No. Your name is? Me. I got it. Go, Elijah. I believe you mean go us. Go us. You're so close. It just wasn't enough. Don't feel too bad. We tried our best, and that's what counts. Then, in a blinding flash of light, your structures disappear, and you and your friends appear on the ground where continuously waits. Congratulations, Elijah. Having retrieved the flag first, you are today's winner. It was definitely a challenge, but easy with friends. Then you have grasped the purpose of this trial, to prove that you understand how little can be accomplished by one individual, and how much can be accomplished by one individual leading a group of other individuals. Congrats. You deserve the win. I'll be in touch when it's time to begin the next challenge. Continuously floats away without another word, and then Zev's growling stomach breaks the silence. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I could eat a dozen jumbo eggs after doing all that magic. You start with 5 and see how you feel after. But your friends head toward the dining hall, despite Alice walking in the opposite direction. You have to jog to catch up with him, and even when he stops, he doesn't turn to face you. Everyone's going to dinner. Are you going to join us? Not tonight, but thanks for sending Griffin and Shrek my way. I know that you're not great at asking for help, especially when you need it, but I figured you'd be more likely to take them up on it if they offered. Besides, this made this a fair contest. It already was a fair contest when we started. I had the opportunity to get help on my own, the same way you did. I just didn't. Okay, but wouldn't it have been very fun if I got to build my superstar structure while yours was still stuck on the ground? This way, you'll got to see what we're capable of working on a team. I just don't understand why you did that as I pushed you away again. Look, Alice, I know you said that we should stay away from each other during the competition. But we don't have to do that. We should. But that's not fair to us or our friends. Alice finally looks at you, his eyes wide with surprise. What do you mean? As long as we're staying apart, we're basically making our friends choose between us. And no matter what choice they make, they're going to feel bad because one of us is going to feel bad. I know it's not a perfect solution. He runs a frustrated hand through his hair as he shows off. Then his face falls. The competition is just getting to me. It's part of my training. You're still beating me. I want this so badly, Elijah. But it feels like this is a chance I'm not going to get it. Alice is getting to me too. Being pitted against each other, only one of us being allowed to win. I know that's how every competition is. But this one seems specifically designed to make all that even worse. I didn't expect it to be this difficult. Does that change anything for you? I know we don't have a choice but participating in the competition, but I'm sure we can figure something out. Alice pauses for a moment, then looks at the ground. No, it doesn't. Thank you. You at least promised not to keep pushing me away. I thought after last year, we were done with that. Alice cracks a smile. She rolls back for his neck. I guess it's a forced habit. I do still think we need some space for each other, though. But I promise, it's only temporary. Once the competition is over, things can go back to the way they used to be. Alice gives your shoulder a quick squeeze before turning and hurrying across campus. I hope you're right. Yet as you watch him walk away, you can't but think about the vision you had to start the competition. I have a feeling things are going to get worse before they get better. A little over a week later, you and Alice are once again summoned back to Tennessee, this time to the Pendergast Library. Please tell me the air challenge isn't getting up library books, because I did that once and it sucked. Don't be ridiculous. That's not nearly challenging enough to be a trial. Don't admit, this doesn't sound the best place to be doing magic. At least, now unless we're okay with some books getting destroyed in the process. You won't be completing the air challenge in the library. And this place is just meant to serve as a source of inspiration. Continuously spreads their arms out, and a number of books swoop down to swirl dramatically around them. Your next challenge will require you both to invent your very own spells. Huh?